Banker Daddy doing the elbows up at his victory party the same night that Pierre loses his seat and Jagmeet steps down as leader is honestly the logical conclusion to the last 4 months, which have felt like a f***ing fever dream. With the exception of sweet, stubborn Elizabeth settling in for round 5, everything has changed. Doug Ford is a liberal, Canada's the 51st state, Vancouver Island is blue, this is no longer the Freedom Convoy flag, and the Leafs won the cup. Okay, not everything. But change has been the defining word of the last few months. Poilievre based his entire campaign and platform around it.
Change, lots of change. Lots of people want change today, that's for sure.
It's how he grew the Conservative base to record levels and secured 42% of the popular vote, which are massive achievements and are the reason the Conservatives aren't framing this as a total loss. And Pierre would have ridden the winds of change right into the House of Commons if it wasn't for that meddling kid down at Mar-a-Lago.
And it would have been mine if it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
Donald Trump reminded Canadians that some forms of change are terrifying. And his entire MAGA crew endorsed Poilievre, so we rallied to elect Mr. Normal. Carney is very lucky that for a brief moment there, Canadians wanted stabilization instead of change. But when, or if, things ever feel stable again, Carney's gonna have to deliver what Pierre was peddling. Because the thing that hasn't changed is the material conditions of working and middle-class people in this country. From rent to travel to groceries to home ownership, life is still unaffordable. So now all eyes will be on Carney. And if Banker Daddy stays the neoliberal business as usual course, he'll be creating the conditions for Poilievre 2.0. Who, like a lizard with a new tail, will come back stronger than ever. The Liberals, with pressure from the Bloc and what remains of the NDP, have to focus on closing the f***ing wealth gap, on strengthening the social security net, on increasing revenues from the rich and lowering costs for low-income people, on being smart with public money and not using it to subsidize the fossil fuel industry, and on resisting the American-backed takeover of our telecoms and energy sectors. In other words, this government actually has to change things, or the broad-based coalition forming on the right will grow stronger and rally around the next fake populist who successfully exploits their anger to gain power. Like, I don't know, J.D. Vance's best friend.
Do you have any leadership ambitions?
Look, we have a leader of our party right now. We're still waiting in for the final seat counts. I don't know what tomorrow holds. My focus, though, is on all the young people, all the parents, the moms, the dads who came to us and trusted us to offer an alternative, a brighter future. We're going to see that through. We're going to keep fighting. And when the next federal election comes around, Conservatives will earn the trust of more voters, and we will bring home a victory nationally.